Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am refilming the Kat Von D True Portrait Foundation review. I'm refilming it. I literally saw somebody's comment and I realized that I completely missed how to use the product, and the little thing is like right under where I purchased it. I don't know, it went over my head, I guess. But I want to give the product a fair review. I would never want to give you guys false information intentionally. So we're going to go ahead and refilm this. I'm going to try to keep it as short and sweet as I can. And then we will go from there. I'm also going to zoom you guys in. Now, the website does tell you that you need to moisturize before putting the foundation on. So I went ahead and I already did that. You guys are, well, those of you that have watched me for a little bit know that I use the Garnier Skin Moisture Rescue. I love that moisturizer. So I'm going to go in also with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. So I'm not going to go in with the step one. Now, we will see how this lays on my nose, if it creases or if it breaks or anything like that. Now that it's going to be fully this primer, and my T-zone, well, my nose mostly is super oily and right here. So I'm not going to put a lot of the Hydro Grip right here. The Hydro Grip does not make me oily or anything. I just don't want to put too much here where I'm going to be the most oily, since I'm not going to have anything to mattify right around my nose. So we'll have a little bit of primer just to keep it fair, but I don't want to like put too much. I'm going to be very careful with the primer that I put around my nose, basically. So we're going to go in with these two products and that's it. So I will be doing check-ins to check in with you guys. I wish that I could get this up quickly, but I do just want to have check-ins for you guys, because I think that's like the most important of reviewing a product, is to see how it wears throughout the day. So let me go ahead and zoom you in and then we'll get started. Okay guys, so first things first, going in with that primer, and literally I have this much on my hands. So you guys could see that I'm not... So now, the biggest mistake that I made was going in there with my beauty sponge. I was supposed to go in with just my fingers. That's what they suggest. So we're going to give this a really good shake. That is something else that they suggest, which I did do yesterday. But let's give it another good shake. And excuse my hair, you guys. I saw the comment and I was like, no, let me run down here and refilm this for you guys. So we gave it another good shake. So again, it says a little goes a long way. So I'm going to start off with a little, try to do a layer, and then we will see how much more I need. Now, it still does say that it is medium coverage. So this is exactly what it says on the Sephora website. It says what the product is: a lightweight, medium coverage, liquid to powder vegan foundation that sets to a long wear. Airy matte finish that won't clog pores. And it says coverage, medium finish, matte foundation, liquid, skin type, normal, combination, and oily. So if you have dry skin, they do not recommend it for you, which I 100% agree. So how to use it? It says to give it a good shake, and then squeeze and dispense a small drop and blend it with your fingers, and a little bit goes a long way. So we already shook it. I'm going to go in with a small drop. Just to clarify, that says blend with fingers. It doesn't say exactly how. So this was one drop, but I'm going to add a little bit more because I feel like it wasn't enough for my whole face. would say this is about one layer. And I would say that it blended out pretty well. So I'm going to go in with some more, like, my preference. So this would be kind of like the lighter, like, no makeup kind of level of foundation. But let me zoom in just a little bit closer. And then let's go back in with a second layer. So far, I could tell you that, number one, the Hydro Grip helped because it just looked better yesterday too, even with the sponge. It's almost like, because of the consistency of the foundation, it is completely different. It does say on the website that if it is too watery to keep on shaking it. I'm going to give it another shake right now before I apply the second coat. But honestly, it just is a different consistency all in all. It's kind of more like a light BB cream kind of. But we will see if it's even more buildable. So I'm going to take another drop again. Okay guys, so that is the second layer of foundation. I might go back in right now just with a little bit more foundation under the eye. I'm not going to put concealer on because I like to set my concealer, and I feel like you shouldn't set this foundation. I said that in my last video too. I did set it with like very little translucent powder, and it didn't make it look bad, but we're just not going to set it for the sake of seeing how it is without setting. But yeah, so let me zoom you guys in one more time. And I don't know if you guys could see the patches, but I promise you in person, I absolutely did blend it right. There's foundation on everything. It's just like in some areas, I don't know, it's like a little patchy. But again, I would say go in, tap, 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 and then kind of, if you're going to reapply a second layer, hurry up. Because I feel like once it's starting to set, I feel like you're not supposed to touch it so much. Because that's where you start getting more of like that patchy look, I would say. But okay, I will check in with you guys in a few hours. Again, I'm going to just add a tiny bit under my eyes because I don't want to put concealer on or anything like that. And then I'll be right back to check in. Okay guys, so I'm back. It's a little bit past 12 p.m. So we're just about at that 5-hour mark. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see what my foundation is looking like. I am going to try to turn the lights up and down to make sure that you can truly see, because I don't know how well you could see or what looks like smoothed out, maybe because of my light. I don't edit my videos or anything like that as far as like putting filters on them. So what you see is what I'm actually recording. I'm gonna first move the light right here. I went out and did some errands right around this area and this area. I don't know, it almost turned like little patchy dark spots, and I don't know if it's because it's really hot outside and I was like sweating a little bit. And you know, like if you were to wet your powder like that, it like kind of darkens up a little bit. That's kind of how it looks right here and right here. So I don't know if that's because I was sweating or if that's just, I don't know, over time what happens. I'm not sure. But it just happened right here and right here. So let me change the lighting a little bit to see if you can see what I'm talking about. And then I'm going to zoom you in and do the same thing. I don't know if you could see. right down my forehead. And then like how drying it looks right here. Again, I'm gonna zoom you in. Oop, too dark. And then let's go brighter and see if that helps. Nothing super crazy has happened. I will say my nose is starting, like it's right there starting to get oily. Zoom you in and then we're going to do the exact same thing. Let me show you in my regular lighting, which is there. I don't know if you guys could see right here. It's almost like, again, like when if you were to accidentally wet your powder, how it kind of like darkens up. That's right there too. So just here and here. This side, I think we're still good. And I did have my glasses on, and nothing really changed too much. You could see a little bit of something, which would happen with any foundation. But I don't have any other makeup on. I didn't put concealer. I didn't set. I just put the mascara a little bit because I had to go out. But that's basically it. So this is what I'm looking like down here. And another thing, I started like crusting right here around my like corners of my lips. That normally doesn't happen with my L'Oreal foundation. I don't know if it was this foundation. I mean, what else would it be? I don't have anything else on, so I can't even say maybe because I said it or anything like that. So it did crust a little bit. I did wipe it off. Okay, and then we're going to go darker. If it looks orangey, I promise it's not. I just really want you guys to get a good look. I hope I'm zoomed in enough. Okay, so that's what it looks like at the 5-hour mark. I mean, a few minutes shy of 5 hours. I am going to check in at 5. I do have another video that I need to film, so I'm not going to leave it on till the nighttime, but technically it'll be like close to 10 hours. I put this on a little bit after 7 a.m. So it's going to be really close to the 10 hours like I did in my first video. So I will give you my final thoughts and every little thing that I noticed that I just want you guys to know. So I will let you guys know in a second for you guys in like 5 more hours for me. Okay, so I will check in. Okay guys, so this is my last check-in. I just want to close up the video. I don't want it to be super long, but I did go a little bit more in detail, as you guys could see. But I do want to bring you in closer so you can see, and then we will go from there. Okay, so now that you're closer, you can see a little bit better on the skin, a couple areas where it did get like a little oily on my nose, but nothing too major, which I was surprised. That could be because this is liquid to powder, so maybe that helped. But on my forehead, I still have that weird discoloration right there and here. And then over here on the side, I have been wearing my glasses, but on this side, you don't have that funny like patch, almost like a gathering. Again, I don't know if that was from me sweating that I've been out and about and it's super hot here in Vegas, or if that's something to do with the foundation. I don't know. But around the nose area where I thought it was going to be more weird, it's not that bad. It is a little patchy here and there. I honestly just think that's the foundation. I think that this is very light to medium coverage, but I don't think you're gonna get a full coverage type of look from this foundation. Also, I just want to note, I'm gonna try to bring you in. I'm gonna try to bring you in a little closer, but I started like flaking a little bit more here or there. I don't know if you could see, and also on my chin a little bit. And then remember I said about the crusting around the lips? So I did have the crusting, but I have drank and ate and all that, and nothing else happened anywhere else except for maybe like a little bit of creasing here and here, but nothing as far as like crusting on. But my final thoughts are, if you have oily, maybe combination skin, this could work for you. Now, I want to try to make a whole video about foundations and primers, so I'm going to try not to go too much into it, but I do really believe that just because you're oily doesn't mean that you're hydrated. And I do think that there's people out there that have oily skin, but it's still like flaky and weird and not like oily and hydrated. I could be wrong. I'm not an expert. I'm just saying personal opinions and things that I've seen. I really don't think that just because you're oily means that something drying is just for you. I think there's a difference between mattifying and drying. Again, personal opinion. But I would say if you are oily or combination skin, this foundation could work for you. This could be more like a BB cream instead of a foundation, instead of a like heavy foundation. I don't know if I would necessarily reach for this if I was doing like full glam. But personal preference as to how much coverage you want on your skin. I do have texture on my skin, but I don't think I have anything too crazy going on, and I still don't feel like I would necessarily reach for this for a full glam look. I also did want to say that I refilmed this video because I wanted to do the review as true to what they put on the website. But in all reality, if you guys go to the Instagram page of the Kat Von D Beauty, you guys will see that they have shared videos of influencers or whoever they are trying out the foundation, and one girl's trying it on with the brush, another girl in the highlights of the Kat Von D Beauty Instagram is using a sponge to apply it. So I did use a sponge, which is why I remade this video, because on the Sephora website it does say to go in with your fingers. So personally, I hate to say this, but with the sponge I feel like it wasn't as patchy as it is going in with my fingers. I do think they don't suggest the sponge because I feel like it's probably going to absorb a lot of the product because of the consistency of the foundation, but I'm not sure. That's not facts. But I do just want to say that I wanted to remake it because I wanted to give it a fair shot based on how they're telling me to use it and they're telling me what the product is supposed to do. I don't think that you get the filter as I saw that it says either on the Instagram of the foundation, of the company of the foundation, or online. I think that it might do like a blurring effect if you have like super amazing skin, no texture, anything like that, then I could see that. But I've never met anybody that doesn't have some kind of texture on their skin. Nobody really has that baby skin. I don't think babies are buying this to put it on themselves. But I don't hate it. I think it has its time and its place. And for me, that time and place would be, I just want to like even out my skin tone just a little bit more, and I'm going to run out the door. But I do feel like even when you exfoliate, wash your face, and moisturize, it doesn't lay super beautifully going in with your... I do think that the sponge helped it a little bit more, in my personal opinion, but it was still patchy. It just wasn't as patchy as going in with your fingers. Those are my final thoughts on the foundation. If you're interested, I say try it. They don't have a trial size. It is the full size for the $30, but to each their own, I suppose. That's just my experience on my skin, and I feel like I have more combination skin. I'm oily here, I'm pretty normal here, and then I would say right here, I'm normal to a little dry. So that could be why I did get some flaking, but even right here, I feel like some parts it did like flake a little bit, like if I accidentally touched myself, or if I turn and my face rubbed on my shirt, something like that. I do think that there is flaking. But yes, final thoughts. those are my final thoughts. I will link it down below. If you're interested and you want to try it, give it a try. This review is only based on me and my skin and my experience with it. But now you guys have it with the sponge and without the sponge. Okay, so if you enjoyed the content and you're interested in subscribing, don't forget to subscribe. Ring the little bell to get notified every time I upload a new video. And if there's any other questions, comments, or anything, comment them down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Adios!